Who loves coffee? Who loves espresso? Who loves both? Well, today's video is all about how I make both coffee and espresso while I'm boondocking in my 24-foot RV as a full-time RVer. So who wants to come and join me today for coffee?
There ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Got to find your own.
Hey friendlies, I'm Carolyn and welcome back to my RV life. It seems with every video I make, I answer questions and it just seems to inspire even more questions. And the videos I've been doing lately about just kind of my life living in an RV and kind of more of the inside stuff versus the outside and travel stuff. But don't worry, I have more travel videos coming up. I have been on the road a little bit, so stay tuned. I have another ghost town video, so subscribe to my channel if you love ghost towns, because this one's going to be a lot of fun. But the questions from, I think it was my last video, and my last video, a day in my life, and I think the last couple of videos I've showed making coffee, and a lot of you have had a lot of questions about making coffee. Oh, before I forget, you have also been concerned about my nose. I'm not sunburned. I'm familiar with sunscreen. I'm very familiar with sunscreen. I've been around a while. And I'm not sunburned. Yeah, I'm tanned and my skin just automatically has a little bit of a reddish tint. I use coconut oil on my face in the morning. And I think from what I can tell, the camera kind of just seems to be picking up red tones or maybe even the shine from the coconut oil. So thank you for your concern. A lot of moms out there. And I know you're concerned about me, and thank you. But the questions I've had about coffee, and I've been wanting to do a whole video about coffee for a while anyway. A lot of you ask why I don't have a coffee maker. And so the reason I don't have a regular traditional coffee maker partly is because I like cone coffee better. I only drink 1 cup of coffee in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. So I'm only drinking 2 cups of coffee a day. So a coffee maker doesn't make sense. And as you're going to see later in this video, electricity isn't as easy for me as it is if you're living in a house and you just plug something in a wall, and I'm going to show you that later in this video. The other question is, have I ever had a French press coffee? And no, I haven't. I've been thinking about buying a French press, but right now I'm very happy with my method of coffee, which I'm going to show you in this video, including my new espresso maker. So stay tuned for that. And what kind of coffee do I drink? You all know I have been a hardcore Pete's fan. I have a new favorite, and I'm going to talk about this and show you how I make coffee and espresso. And stay tuned to the end for a very special giveaway. First thing I do is start with fresh filtered water. Heat it up in my tea kettle. And because I'm a boondocker and everything is a conservation effort, I don't boil more water than I need. Actually, in the morning, though, I'll boil just a little bit extra, like maybe a half a cup extra, so that I can wash my face. I'll pour it on my washcloth and wash my face with it. So it's nice to have hot water. So we'll bring that to a boil. And I like to use unbleached coffee filters. And just like I talked in, I think, a video a while ago, how I use unbleached paper towels for pressing tofu, I like as few chemicals as possible leaching into my food. And so I buy unbleached coffee filters, unbleached paper towels that's going to have direct contact with my food. And especially in my coffee, I like my unbleached paper towels. And I think these are the size 4 cone filters. And then I have the plastic cone container, that you put the coffee filter in. And this is actually, I use this backpacking, and I had to dig it out because I had a glass one and it broke. And then I bought another glass one somewhere, and it was really funky. The hole in the bottom was too big, and it just made really bad coffee. So I gave it to Goodwill, and I just went back to this. This works just fine. I don't know if you can see, it's got a little filter carriage, actually, so you don't have to use coffee filters, but it takes forever to drain using the carriage. I don't even know where it is, or I'd show you. Using the carriage, you pack the carriage with the coffee, and then you put it in here, and then you pour the coffee in here, and it just takes forever, so I'm just back to paper filters. And this is my new favorite coffee now. I am so excited about this coffee. I've partnered with a small roaster in New Hampshire who sent me some coffee and said, here, why don't you try this? And I love it. I actually love it better than Peet's. And this is now my new go-to favorite coffee. And I drink this now all the time instead of Peet's. And I've got different roasts for different likes so that you can choose the roast that's right for you. I like the Be Brave dark roast. There's also a Be Happy Colombian decaf, a Be Free medium roast, which is a Colombian roast, Be Kind light roast, which is an organic Peru, which is really good. I'm not usually a light roast drinker, but that was really good. And then of course the Be Brave dark roast, and there is a new Be Adventurous espresso roast. And so check them out. I'll put a link below, and actually I'll put a link here and I'll put a link in the description. Go ahead and check it out and stay tuned to the end because I have a special offer for you. So my coffee's about to boil. I like strong coffee. So I use 2 heaping tablespoons, or this is a soup spoon. And then I like to press it down. I don't know why. That's what they do with espresso. Just pack it in. And wait patiently for the water to finish boiling. You can buy either whole bean or ground and drip grind. I buy the drip grind most of the time, although sometimes I do buy whole bean. I have a grinder. I'm going to show you that in a minute for espresso. And but I buy the whole bean just because it's a pain. And I only have one inverter, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. It's not like I could just plug it into my outlet and grind it. It takes it's a little bit of untangling. That's a good word for it. I'll show you in a minute. The water's boiling. I'm going to turn off the heat and slowly pour this over. The right way to do it is really to get all the grinds wet, but not fill it up, to do it slowly so that you're getting the full strength of all of the coffee throughout the whole pour. Right? If I fill it up now, it'll all flood to the top, grinds will stick to the edges, and every time you pour it in, again, you're only getting part of the coffee. So if you do it slowly, you're getting the whole ground every time. Does that make sense? That done dripping. That just goes in the sink. And actually, I end up using the coffee filter later because it's still moist to wipe out a pot. If I have one available that's sitting in the sink, I'll wipe out a pot with the coffee filter. See? I try to double use everything. Double or triple use everything. Ah, there we go. Perfect cup of coffee. Can you smell? Oh, this is so good. It's really good. It's really smooth. It's a really good cup of coffee. You ready to see how I make espresso now? This is a new discovery that I found through a new friend. I hope you're watching. Hi. That I made at the WRTR and the RTR. She turned me on to this amazing little portable espresso maker. And so now I think I'm going to get really amped up and make some espresso. Ah, that's so good. All right, check this thing out. This is called a Nanpresso. It is a portable espresso maker. It really makes an amazing espresso. So this is what it looks like. This part is a scoop and a little brush to clean it with, and then a cup, and out pops. This is an espresso cup, and I don't have a real espresso cup yet. I'm gonna buy a souvenir one eventually, in a place that inspires me. And this is the container that holds the boiling water. I'm going to show you that in a minute. And then on this side is the carriage to hold the coffee. Okay, so for this, I am going to grind some coffee. And I'm going to go ahead and just grind my This is my my regular dark roast. So espresso is usually just a combination of different roasts that most coffee houses have. You can really use anything for espresso. But if you want something that's pre-made, you get a blend, which is an espresso roast. That's usually, or they choose a certain bean for an espresso roast. But espresso is really more about the grind than the coffee. An espresso grind is extremely, extremely fine, almost like powder. Whereas the drip grind, you can see, is a little bit more coarse. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just use my drip grind coffee, and I'm going to grind it so that it's an espresso grind. I'm going to make an espresso out of it. So I'm going to pour a little bit in. I'll just save some for later. So I filled it half full. And now we have to go over to my grinder, which I've already set out. But usually I have to dig it out of the cupboard, and then I usually have to untangle my extension cord, because this is the only 120, 110 volt power I have that's hooked up to my inverter. This is the only inverter, so this is the only 110 power I have. Everything else runs off the battery, and so usually my laptop is what's always plugged into this. But this is my grinder. I had a better one. I had a Krups, but I think I lost it in the divorce. Yeah, I think I did. And I'm not crazy about this one, to be honest with you. Okay, so that's plugged in. Okay, so now I'm just going to put the carriage inside here. And so I have to stir this, otherwise it gets packed in the bottom by the blade. Yeah, this isn't a very powerful grinder, and the fact that it's running off my inverter probably doesn't help. Okay, so now I have more of an espresso grind, more of a powdery, I don't know if you can see that, but more of a powdery grind. So that's more of an espresso grind. I'm gonna go ahead and boil my water again. Okay, so I've got my nice smooth espresso grind. I'm going to take my scoop that comes with the espresso maker, level it off. Oh yeah, that's a nice grind. And then put it in the basket. Tap it a couple times to, oops, tap it a couple times, not overboard. And then I'm going to pack it in with the bottom of the scoop. I'm going to use the scoop. I'm going to pack it in nice and tight. Okay, and then I'm going to put it back in here. Put this back on, and it goes with the espresso facing out. This is the bottom. It's going to come out of here. So we're halfway there. Oh, and the pump. So you just hold in, so this is the pump. This is what's going to pump the water through, the hot water through, and make the espresso. It even has a really nice froth. This thing is amazing. I love it. And it's so good. It's like, it tastes like espresso. I'm going to go ahead and just do it in the little espresso cup. Okay, the water's boiling. So I'm going to go ahead and pour it in the receptacle. Up to the fill line. There's a fill line in there, and you have to be careful not to overflow it or you'll burn yourself. And then just put this on and screw it on tight. All right, and we're ready to make espresso. You want to see how this thing works? It's really cool. Takes about 7 pumps. There we go. And look at that nice froth. I'm interrupting my flow here to show you. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. It smells good. Oh my gosh. So in just a few minutes, you press out all the water You might want to run some boiling water through it before you put the coffee in to warm it up so that your espresso is hotter, because it is a little lukewarm. Or preheat the apparatus before you make the espresso. So there you go. Look at that. Look at that beautiful cup of espresso. Look. Made out of my Carolyn's RV Life Be Brave dark roast coffee. Look at it. Oh my gosh. It's so smooth. That is so good. That is a really good cup of espresso. I have done it with the Be Adventurous espresso roast, but I'm out of it, and so I need to order some more. But even with the dark roast, that is really, really good. Cheers. I'm going to be wired for the rest of the day. That's really good. Oh. So, these guys aren't sponsoring me or anything. I just found this and I love it, but I'm going to put a link to Amazon if you want to check this out. It's, I don't know, 60 bucks I think I paid for it. Put a link below. You can go check it out on Amazon. I mean, if you camp or you backpack, or even if you just want it at home and you just don't want a bulky espresso maker, this thing, it's so good. So thank you to my new friend for introducing me to this. This thing is really cool, and it comes in a really nice handy bag to keep it all in one place. So that's pretty awesome. So that's how I make coffee. Pretty easy, right? And that's how I make espresso. So go ahead and check out the link below and go check out the different coffees that I now have available under my name. I'm really proud to put my name on this. I've been approached by a couple different coffee companies. This is the one I'm proud to put my name on. So go ahead and place your order for this coffee today. And I have a special offer for the first 10 people to order $50 or more. You get a free cup. Yep, that's it. You're going to get a free coffee mug that says "Be happy, be free, be kind," and my new logo on the other side. And this is like a $15 value. So go ahead, go order $50 worth of coffee, which is about 3 pounds. 3 pounds, maybe 4 pounds. And it's better to order a bunch all together anyway, because it helps with the shipping cost. The shipping cost, I think, is about the same whether you order a pound or 4 pounds. So go ahead and stock up on this coffee. It's really good. Sam at King David Roaster has a shipment of coffee mugs, and he's ready to send them out to you with your new coffee. So I hope you found that interesting, helpful. If you love coffee as much as I do, and I love coffee, kind of a coffee snob. So check out my new Carolyn's RV Life coffee. Let me know what you think, and get your order in right now for $50 or more and get your free mug. Okay, thanks for hanging out with me today and enjoying a nice, beautiful cup of coffee with me. If you enjoyed this video and you want a lot more fun, adventure, interesting, silly, thoughtful stuff, go ahead and subscribe below. And if you want even more content, more contests, more giveaways, then go ahead and check out over here and join Patreon. I look forward to seeing you all soon. In the meantime, be happy, be free, and be kind. Mwah. I'll see you soon.